Hey, how do you deal with stress?
I meditate every morning when I wake up, and then.
Oh yeah? I meditate every day too.
And I'll have no thoughts for hours.
You mean you get high every morning and spaced out for hours? Many people mistake meditation for relaxation, so they think listening to ambient music is meditation, making art is meditation, smoking weed is meditation. If that's the case, then doing a massage is meditation, stroking your cat is meditation, quitting your job is meditation too. Another common mistake is equating meditation with having no thoughts. No, that's called spacing out. The idea of having no thoughts sometimes scares people away from even trying because they think that's impossible. Well, they got that right. It's impossible even for long-time meditators, not to say beginners. You see, meditation is not about having no thoughts. It's about not letting thoughts have you. Also, meditation is not a performance. It's a training. You don't refuse going to the gym because you can't even lift a pound. You go to the gym precisely because of that. So, what is meditation? Well, it's an English word that seems to translate quite a wide range of things. Writing notes for oneself is called meditation. Thinking intensely on the first principle is called meditation. In the Indian tradition, the spiritual practice of dhyana in Sanskrit and jhana in Pali is translated as meditation, and that might be closer to what we have in mind. In the Chinese tradition, there are similar concepts of Zhao Meng, sit and forget, and Samzai, fasting of the heart, but these are somehow not translated as meditation. Oxford Dictionary defines meditation as the practice of concentrating your mind, usually in silence, for religious reasons or in order to calm your mind.
If you want to calm your mind, just take a few puffs. If you're lucky, you might witness Shiva too. Why bother all the practice?
Yeah, if you want to fill your stomach, you could just eat. Why bother all the cooking? In fact, why bother eating? Just inject food in your stomach. It's not about making yourself feel a certain way. It's about developing a skill that serves yourself and others. Can we go back to the practice? So, in order to practice concentrating your mind, you'll need an object of focus, and there are 6 common types of such object. Number 1, sound. Examples are chanting, singing bowl, gong bath. Number 2, visualization. This may involve imagining a deity, a color, or scene. Number 3, repeated words or actions. Examples are mantra, counting beats, counting breath. Number 4, external object. This may involve staring at a candlelight or the moon. Number 5, body movement. Examples are yoga, qigong, tai chi, walking meditation. Number 6, the breath. How do we choose? Consumer tips number 1. Mantra meditation is a good practice for those who don't like silence and enjoy feeling this vibration of sound in their body. If you don't like silence and enjoy the vibration of sound in your body, you should go to a rave party. You see, meditation is not about what you like or enjoy because it's not an experience to consume. It's a training. It's going to feel like drowning at first, but you gotta face it in order to learn how not to drown. Nobody else can do that for you. Consumer tips number 2. Some people enjoy mantra meditation because they find it easier to focus on a word than on their breath. Social media contents are easier to focus on than books, and we call that distraction. Why? Hot girls are pretty easy to focus on too. Why not meditate on them? You see, you can't just choose anything easier to focus on if you want to train your mind. You kind of want to do the opposite. You want to try to focus on something that is not so easy. Now, you might say, mantra is at least harder to focus on than hot girls, and that's good enough. Why should we choose breath over mantra? It's because mantra is something you conjure up. It doesn't inherently belong to you. The difference is between using an inflatable swim ring and actually possessing the ability to float. Whenever anxious thoughts come, you repeat the mantra in your head, and that definitely protects you, but you never get to explore the deeper reality of your psyche. Similarly, whenever you find yourself in the water, you grab the ring. It definitely protects you from drowning, but you never get to explore the buoyancy of your body. There's absolutely nothing wrong with using a swim ring. After all, it all depends on what you want. It's a free market after all. If you just want to take a dip, sure, grab your ring. But I'm afraid the reality is more like a sea than a pool. It's a sea of information, a sea of distractions, sea of stimulations, and everybody is drowning. If you want to develop a life-saving skill that nobody can take away from you, you'd better use something that inherently belongs to you as your object of meditation, your breath or your body. Now, breath has a very special place in the business of meditation because it is the connecting bridge between your conscious voluntary mind and your unconscious involuntary mind. Yes, in case you don't know, your mind is human-shaped. The breath is the center of your being. That's why in Greek, Latin, Sanskrit, Chinese, the word breath is equivalent to your spirit, the soul, or the psyche. As you focus on your breath, watching it comes in, goes out, comes in, goes out, your breath becomes subtler and subtler. Your mind becomes sharper and sharper. And slowly, slowly, layers of your subconscious begin to manifest. You become conscious of your subconscious, which subsequently serves as your object of meditation as well. And this whole thing is what the Buddha taught. The meditation on the breath, anapana, and the meditation on the mind-body complex, vipassana. What's the purpose of meditation? To improve your mental health? Nah, that's just a byproduct. It's not important. The purpose of meditation is to break the cycle. No, not this one.
Break the cycle, Morty. Rise above. Focus on science.
Yeah, that's more like it. In the history of science, it was the groundbreaking observations through the telescope and the microscope that revolutionized astronomy and biology. Thanks to these special instruments, we're able to uncover previously unseen details of the natural world, radically transforming our understanding of it. I believe it's time that a similar revolution occurs in the science of the mind. Meditation is like a technology comparable to that of lens making. Just like how lens concentrates light in a specific way to achieve magnification, meditation concentrates consciousness in a specific way to achieve heightened self-awareness so that we're able to observe our mind in a systematic way in unprecedented details and precision. To be sure, our ordinary state of consciousness possesses a certain degree of self-awareness too. That's why we're able to report our thoughts and feelings to those self-report questionnaires. However, it is often too busy attending to the world outside, reacting to stimulations. It's too busy drowning. In other words, it's too crude and too lacking control to be a scientific instrument. But with the training of meditation, we cultivate an ideal state of consciousness that is capable of systematic self-observation, high power, precise, controllable, ready to transform our self-understanding. What's different here, though, from natural sciences is that the mind belongs inherently and uniquely to each of us. It's not something outside observable by just anyone, but to ourselves alone. That is why each of us has to become our own expert, because no one else can do that for you. If you want to join the revolution and learn how to meditate, consider signing up for my introductory meditation workshop to get an idea. Just like any training, consistency is key. It is more effective for you to build muscles by lifting 5 pounds every day rather than 15 pounds once a week. Similarly, in order to build your mental muscles, you have to train every day. If you'd like to establish the wonderful habit of daily meditation, but find yourself lacking the momentum to get started, consider signing up for my 30-day meditation challenge. I totally understand the initial difficulties. That's why I'm here to motivate you to go through that phase. For 30 consecutive days, I'll be meditating with you, providing simple but necessary instructions. At the weekend, we'll have a sharing session. After that, you should be able to carry on your own. This program comes with an optional cost, and the primary purpose of that is to incentivize you to finish the whole program. And secondarily, to remunerate my time and effort, of course. Thank you. If you're confident in your determination, you're welcome to join for free, but make sure that you show up on time every morning. Link is down below. Thank you for joining me today. On this channel, we'll be exploring the perennial question of how to human from a historical and multicultural perspective, standing at the intersection of philosophy, psychology, religion, and ethics. If you'd like to see more contents like this, consider supporting me on Patreon so that I can focus on producing more nutritious contents for you. As a member, I'll also ask you to participate in my upcoming research on the integration of spirituality and psychotherapy. And depending on the level of your membership, I'll answer your questions either on the next video or in handwritten letter as my favorite way to thank my Patreons. Once again, thanks for watching. Stay sane, stay humaning.